Adventurers, and welcome to the 112th episode of Dirty 20, an evening of laughter, drama, and adventure. We call it D&D Podcast, as I your Dungeon Master for the evening. And once again, I am joined by my colourful cast of characters. We're all here today. That's great. It's good to see Hayden back with us from the start, officially.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what absolute fucking mania you guys get up to with the full cast tonight. So, before we begin, we of course have things to talk about beforehand. So, we're going to do our round of shout-outs as we would normally do. So, today, I'm going to kick things off with Maya. Why don't you go and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Me? Oh my goodness! So, hi everybody. I Twitch sometimes over at Animea. Genshin Impact, but sometimes a few other games like Phasmophobia. Me and Sam, who you'll hear from later, have been discussing a cheeky little Phas game sometime in the future, so come check it out.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for that. Talking of Sam, do you want to talk shit about what you do?
Yeah. Sam JKP on YouTube and Twitch. Mostly play a lot of Pokemon, but new PC, who dis? As Maya said, we're going to be streaming some Phas soon, and a lot of other stuff as well. So, camera's not there anymore; it's there.
Thank you, Sam. Mitch, why don't you tell us a little bit about Mondays and what you do?
You ever heard of a little thing called Star Wars, guys? Yeah, we do that.
No.
You ever heard of tabletop role-playing games? Yeah, we do that too. Put them together, you get Star Wars Edge of the Empire. We play it every Monday at 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. BST GMT +1. It's me, Sam, Ewan, and Jay. It's good fun. That's
they play
tomorrow.
PM. They play a full day.
A whole day, like 24 hours of dice rolling. No, I can't.
Anyone
do
takes
that.
a break, like they get force choked.
Yeah, character dies. If you have a break, you come back as a new character. But yeah, that's twitch.tv/NaturalWonders. Go ahead and follow that and hang out with us. Also, occasionally, these days, I stream on my own channel, twitch.tv/LambitRain. Play some video games, make some jokes, do stupid stuff like order pizza to friends' house at 4 a.m. and drink beer out of a shoe. Good time.
I like that they're the examples that you decided to go with on that one.
It's good fun. I'm having fun.
Of course, in addition to those wonderful people, we have a Discord. Boom, there's the link. Go check it out. Where we post all about the stream and stuff like the maps and handouts that the players get. You can engage with that content there, rather than it being plastered across the screen. So if you want to be part of that experience, make sure to join there. And if you just like talking about D&D or role-player games, or just to keep updated about the stream in general, then that is the optimal place to do that. Is there anything else anyone else needs to talk about before we begin today? Alright then. In which case, I guess without further ado, let's delve into today's episode of Dirty 20. And welcome back! Previously on Dirty 20. So I'm just moving Kensei's camera out the way of Storm on my screen. With the end close approaching, the next few steps were clear. Any and all information that could be gathered to help you in the final confrontation must be gathered. But first and foremost, ensuring that Eridel was no longer a turning risk. As your time in Denstead wrapped up, you were met by Arilla, with whom you shared your experiences. She then had the Illithid corpses teleported from the morgue for further study. At this point, a knock at the door welcomed a friendly face, Alistair. Reunited with your ally, it was time for a final rest before leaving the following day. With a final farewell to Marie and Arilla, the university was soon far behind you as you teleported to the Daferton Circle. However, the journey was not without event. Unbeknownst to the rest of the group, Zuko had smuggled an Illithid tadpole, removing it from a jar given to Arilla. An argument broke out, which quickly became violent when the tadpole was released. Heading towards the Abbey of the Oracle, the rest of the trek was without incident. And finally, after 3 days of travel, you came upon a strangely warm space within the low mountains and cliffs of the coastline. Atop a ridge covered in grass and gardens was a marble pagoda. Ushered inside by an expecting sister, you were greeted by a fascinating woman, the Oracle. She beseeched that she had expected your arrival, urging Eridel to enter the pool with her. After experiencing strange visions and forced to confront her halves, Eridel emerged again, but changed somehow. Purple tribal tattoos now covered her body, assuring that she had regained control. Seeing the wonders enacted, you questioned whether you could learn a means of fighting the Illithid, or at least protecting against it. And that is where we pick up Ferra Carta. So, you still stand in front of this curious woman stood within the pond fountain space ahead of you, still partially submerged. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna step out of the water, shake myself off. I don't suppose that you know anything more about my condition.
You see that she looks at you for a second, kind of almost reading through you. I'm not sure that there's much else I can tell you, child. You know all that you need to.
What about the creatures? Is there any way that we could protect ourselves against them?
I suppose there's possibilities in such an endeavor, but skills such as myself and my sisters, they are not ones so easily learned or gained. We are blessed by Ogma, granted sight and powers beyond normal mortality. But with the right guidance, I believe that we could assist. Strengthen your resolves, teach you how to resist such temptations, controls of your mind.
How long would that take?
To strengthen one's mind is no easy or quick task. If you were to be skilled enough, with enough drive and dedication, perhaps 10 days.
Oof.
But the training, the training will be hard. You will be tired, exhausted, pushed to your limits.
What kind of training would it be?
If you wish to guard yourself against the control of your mind, you must be met with it.
I mean, you must make a resolve with your own mind before. That's what you're saying?
I suppose what you're saying is correct. There is a double meaning, perhaps.
I'm gonna kind of turn around to the rest of the group and kind of give an eye, like, I think we need to talk, but not in front of this woman.
I feel like she's going to know what we're going to talk about anyway. She seems to know everything.
Everything? No. Not everything. I'm just receptive in ways that perhaps you can't comprehend, but that's no fault of yours.
I've had this kind of training before. It is not pleasant.
May I ask, just now, what did you go through?
That it felt different. It wasn't fortifying my mind, it was reconciling with it.
Isn't that what she said we needed to do?
It's
Reconcile with our own minds.
It is not quite the same thing.
I think that was just the beginning step, is to reconcile, then
Mm.
undergo what Meridel went.
We will have to confront perhaps our greatest fears. Things that we would like to keep in the dark about ourselves.
The mental equivalent of punching a part of the body over and over again.
I mean, I've literally lost everything in Dayford. I've got no name, no family. So, if this gives us a heads up in the battle and makes the sacrifice not mean nothing, I'll be up for it.
That is precisely the point, Alistair. It is because you have lost everything that, and forgive me for saying so, there must be a tremendous amount of sadness, grief, and perhaps guilt inside you right now. Coming face to face with those things is not easy.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying if it gives us a heads up in the battle, I'll do it. If it breaks me, then that just proves I wasn't ready for the battle in the first place.
You cannot be broken, Alistair. We need you. Your time away proved that.
So then what? We just not do it?
I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it. I just think that we need to understand what we're signing up for.
10 days gives them
Yes.
a lot of
More,
ground.
I was about to say, more to the point. Do we even have 10 days to spare?
That's a week.
What exactly are we going to get out of it?
A
Mental
stronger
fortification.
mind,
Hopefully resistance against being controlled, which
help resist against...
has proven a big concern for myself.
The main advantage that they have over us is that exact ability.
I was hoping that maybe they might have a potion or something like that might help us, not something like this.
Perhaps they have something. Perhaps they have something more expedient we can try. Perhaps some more compressed training.
Cut some corners. Take some risks.
This is your, as you say, compressed. My sisters trained their entire lives.
So what
Shit.
will we, if we got the compressed version? I know it's not what you went through. What will we be gaining from it exactly? Like, honestly, what will we be gaining? Because this is the fate of the rest of the Restless Coast that's happening here.
Curious that you use such a word. Fate. And yet you seemed to deny it when you entered. My sisters can teach you to fortify your minds, to help you stand a better chance against such mental manipulations. And from a mechanical point of view, what she is suggesting, that in the 10 days, those of you without proficiency in intelligence saving throws would gain proficiency.
Oh.
Oh, I'm already proficient, I think.
I'm not.
However, there are 2 people that are already proficient. So, in terms of what she is suggesting, is the fortification of your mind, to train your mind further and deeper, to kind of like build walls that others could not penetrate. And those of you that have that training already, this training would expand your mind, your capabilities, and as such, Storm, if you go through this endeavour, you will be able to concentrate on 2 spells at once.
Oh, that's mad.
And Aria, you will gain additional mental stamina, allowing you to cast 2 additional spells.
Okay.
You'll get plus 2 spell slots.
I have 4 instead of 2.
Okay, so that is a buff.
High risk, high reward.
That is a buff. That is an extreme buff.
Let's put it into perspective. 10 days, that's a week. We still will have to get David fully on our side and deal with Scaleskin territories. And then after that, find out any information on the Illithids. And then, if possible, Drakenloft Isles as well, if we have enough time. We have what, a month? That's 4 weeks.
We have 3 weeks.
I've already used.
I
Yes,
honestly,
10 day.
I don't know.
It's almost been a 10-day.
I honestly don't seeing us being ready within a month.
No, but it's about being as ready as possible, I suppose.
We could be ready with this.
And I really do think that this would
Close
be...
be.
It would be dangerous, but it would also mean that if we do come face to face with the Illithid again, that we are much better prepared.
So say we do this, what's the next call after? That's the most vital point.
Yes, I think it's a good idea to plan out the next 3 weeks.
Well, but the problem is if we spend 10 days here,
it leaves us a week and a half.
Everything could be entirely different. So any plans we lay in motion might be... Perhaps we just act on this.
Perhaps some provisional plans then, so we know where we're going afterwards. At least to give us a sense of direction.
Is anybody thinking about not doing this training?
I think I am.
What?
Thinking of not doing it.
Yes.
You of all people, Kensei, probably need it the most. No offense, but you are a bit of a liability when it comes to mind control. That's coming from me.
Instead of, may I ask why, if you're able to say?
I don't think my there's just simply too many pieces in play here to just ignore them and focus on ourselves. I think it could be, again, speaking from mechanical standpoint here, actually, our character, I think it's useful for Storm and Aria, but don't know if that's enough of a bonus to non-psychic people who are just getting the plus proficiency. I think it's more valuable for them.
I just want to state,
I
you are effectively, you would nearly be getting a 25% more chance of succeeding it.
Yeah, we'll be getting a +4 to our saving throws.
And maybe, and potentially 5 if you level
Yeah,
up.
I'm proficient in intelligence, and look at how many saves I made during that fight.
Yeah, and I got paralyzed twice during that fight, and if I hadn't have broken out of that, I think one of us would have died.
It's that against half of the nation not being prepared for what's going to happen.
Let's do it in character, because I have something to say to that.
Okay. We've done our best to try and prepare people. Sorry, back in character.
Can say I've thought of this too. I know what it seems like. Preparing. Seems like we're valuing our own lives over the many, but if we are one of the only people dealing with this, if we die, countless more will die.
There is no guarantee that other nations will join us, but this is a guarantee that we can prepare ourselves further.
From the information that we learnt in the university, we are the only threat that truly stands against them, and no amount of telling people about the Illithids, even if they listen, is going to better prepare them than we already have, or just warning them about it, which we can do by sending a letter.
News of the Illithids has, if this helps, already reached David before we even got there. And the king, he didn't dismiss the idea. I think it's proven that we've gotten, well, 2 big nations on our side against this threat has proven there is some
plus
to what we say.
After the incident at Durnstead University, surely the king must see that they are a great threat. And also, Kent say, with the best will in the world, we have tried and tried with several nations, and in return for our help, we've received scorn. We've received orders from people in high places who do not appreciate the information that we are giving them. I'm not saying that we should be petty about this or anything like that. I'm simply saying that we cannot help people who do not wish to be helped. And we do not have the time to waste by trying to get them on side.
My fear is that when we awaken, things will be in a lot worse state than they would have been if we were more prepared, if that makes sense.
You have to remember, Kensei, a month is the minimum time. They are not prepared to attack before that.
I understand that in order to face whatever that thing was we saw, we will need advantages like this. But if we awaken, say, and then in the week that passes, we don't manage to prepare the world enough to hold them off long enough for us to deal with this, because let's be frank, they won't win. There is no winning this through attrition. They won't be able to win it in traditional means. It will be up to us to put the final nail in the coffin. But how long they are able to hold out and how long they are able to keep the other forces busy and distracted and away from us is going to be determinant on how prepared they are. Now, we have Theodore and potentially Cecilia and potentially Alistair's... Well, sorry, I want to whisper this part. Alistair's father.
No, not my father.
The king.
The king,
Different
sorry.
people. Different people.
The king of Dayford. And potentially the king of Dayford, though. That one is a bit rocky, as we've established.
Sorry if I may, if we do this, the next thing we'll need to do is sort out the situation in the Scaleskin territory to fully get David on board.
I think that it might be a good idea to, at the very least, if we are set on doing this, that we put some steps in place to reinforce and garrison our forces already while we are in this comatose state.
How do you expect to do that?
I know we don't, and I know I have spoken out against it already, but I think that the best course of action would be to speak to Sindri.
I was about to suggest that as well.
To ask what?
If we can get the Golden Empire to reinforce...
Terrible idea. You want the Golden Empire and the Restless Coast. Thought we've gone over this.
Let me put it another way. Either we invite the Golden Empire in, and they enforce our forces while they are strong, and they remain strong after the Illithid are defeated, or the few forces that we have gathered are decimated completely, and then the Golden Empire move in anyway as...
You can't possibly know that they would be decimated completely. That's not something that you could foretell.
Decimated, but severe. Even if they're not decimated, they will be severely weak.
Highly likely.
There's somebody who could tell.
Who?
Look at the Oracle.
Would you tell us?
Meta knowledge.
No.
If the forces that we have in their current state
He says, fully expecting a no.
Honey, all you had to do was ask.
Tell us everything. Tell us how the verse will end.
Looks through notes.
I say to her,
in 2 weeks.
If the battle goes ahead, how they are now, do they all die? Or am I asking too much?
That's your question, correct?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright. You watch, she kind of like leans back and her eyes roll back into her head and go like completely white. And you can see the white hair begins to flow as if she's completely submerged underwater. She almost seems to rise slightly.
Damn.
I've seen. You must understand. The futures are not certain. So many possibilities. So many choices. There's so much there. She begins to like choke, and you can see the veins popping in her neck.
I'm gonna like run up to her, like kind of like afraid to like touch her or like do anything.
As you're running up to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna like stop in front of her just to kind of like see if she like falls and like balance.
As you get into the water and begin to wade through, when you get about 2-3 foot away from her, you feel this building energy, and you're shot back in the water as she continues to.
Is there any like?
And she just drops into the water.
Are there any sisters around?
Just happened.
Immediately in this, you see like sisters darting over into the water, wading through, like pulling her back on from. She landed on her front as they could have turned her over and lay her on her back. and they kind of seem to just kind of tend to her.
What's happening? Is she all right?
Stay back.
What?
She needs room!
I'm sorry.
She'll be fine. She sees something dramatic. This isn't uncommon.
It wasn't your fault, Zuko. You just asked a question.
Except answers it though, as well.
Certainly can't have been good.
Well, I don't think we win.
Well, even if we do, there's clearly death beyond measure.
Yes. Do we... Kensei, are you still completely against this idea of the training?
I understand its worth, but I don't know if it's a good idea to completely abandon them at the surface.
So
What if we can get, like you said, the Golden Empire to fortify? I don't like it as much as anyone else here.
If we had more time, Storm, I wouldn't even begin to suggest Hurley to them, but we don't.
Forgive me, but it's also fairly easy for you to suggest it when it is not your kingdom that would be impacted by it.
It wouldn't be your kingdom either.
It would. They wouldn't just stop at... If you brought them here, for example. Or...
The Isles are part of the Restless Coast.
Are they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not. They're very close to the
kingdom.
surface.
Oh, I
sorry,
thought they were...
I thought you were talking about the Cloud Isles, sorry.
We'll need to offer something up to make sure it doesn't happen.
Kensei, what would you do during those 10 days?
We have a lot of leads to follow up on. There's the Alistair's former master, who we can track down to get leeway with the King of Dayford, although we could also just pursue the Scaleskin lead.
Alistair's former master?
I think
that's
Sorry, out of character. Was that the thing that he was asked us to do in Scaleskin territories? Or
No,
it was an artifact that Dayford had stolen, so the Scaleskin territories are now
I mixed
attacking.
the details up in my brain, that was my fault.
Yeah.
Rewind. We could pursue the Scaleskin territory there to get Dayford on our side, and then also follow up with Sindri as well. I think in terms of sorry, Sam just like wants to puke at the idea of siding with Sindri.
I would be
Why
tempted
Sindri?
to accompany you.
Because he's quite frankly at the moment, because he's the only one offering to help us.
Do we just forget we have Orilla? Orilla is a perfectly good
doesn't have an
example of...
army.
Arilla is also despised by the Empire.
Yes.
Sindri is somewhat held in a high regard.
High regard. I think we give him too much.
You cannot deny that he is powerful.
Yes,
He
but
may
we
be
find out
powerful,
he's
but
disgraced.
Yes, we
He
do
at
not
least has-
know truly how in high regard he is. I believe he has feigned most of it to us.
If he is disgraced, then all the more reason to help us to get an in with the Golden Empire. We know he will act selfishly.
Yes, in all our interactions, I think I've got a distinct impression that he doesn't like being in
Deep Bay.
In Deep Bay.
If we're not left with any choice, and this is something that not just us, but leaders decide that they want the Golden Empire in, then I will not stand around and be here for what will happen afterwards. I can't see it going any other way, but
I cannot deny it also makes me very uncomfortable. If there was a way for us to access their resources without submitting to them, then of course I would take it. But I suppose what's the other alternative? That people die? Clearly something has put the Oracle in this state.
Yes.
I don't know it was necessarily about the Golden Empire, though.
No.
And they have access to magic.
And
The
which we
coast
know the
doesn't.
Illithids fear.
Yes.
The coast have nothing. They have
But
swords and arrows.
Didn't the
We-
information that you found on that terminal Eridel suggest that they don't want the Empire involved?
It's true.
My enemy.
Enemy of my enemy.
It's not
There's something
always
to think about.
your friend.
Yes. Well, can say I would be tempted to accompany you. I'm not so sold on the training either.
If we can find a way to get, at the very least, one more ally to help reinforce, resupply, make sure everyone is prepared as possible for this, and we still have time for the training, then I would more than willing come back here for it.
Yes.
We're forgetting about the Sarians. They are of Dalarian descent after all. Not far from here. It's north of...
Sarians?
The Sarians, yes, the Snow Elves. They have a stake in this land. If they're not allied with the Golden Empire, and if the Restless Coast were to fall, they would also be stuck between two enemies.
Are there enough of them?
Hmm?
Are there enough of them? Do they have a nation? Like they can.
They have a
form
nation,
armies,
yeah.
or
Do they have magic? Do they have research? Do they have an entire wing dedicated to the understanding of Illithids?
There are no stellar lapses, no, but they're more open-minded and willing than kingdoms of here.
It seems like too good of an opportunity to miss for...
This training? No,
Prejudice.
were you talking about this training?
I'm talking about the Golden Empire.
No.
Storm, if we don't get the Golden Empire on board and we lose, not just all of us, but all of our friends and all of our family, all of those dreams die with them. I know you don't like it, you don't have to like it. You can be mad at us, you can just cut contact with us after if you so be it, but making sure that we win this isn't just best for the coast, it's best for everyone in Val-Aeria.
If this
Surely-
is the road you want to take, then I will stay until the final battle, but I will not stick around to watch another land fall into the clutches of their golden claw. This will be the end of these kingdoms as you know it.
If it means that my family and friends are safe, fuck it.
Surely it's better that we submit ourselves to the Empire than fall to the Illithid.
I have faith in the people.
At risk of sounding biased, what about the Isles?
aren't they rather against your presence at the moment?
Gwaine is.
Yes. Wouldn't we have to stage a whole coup?
There are things
How-
that one can do to reclaim one's possessions. It's a tradition in the
Trial
Isles.
by combat.
It is essentially trial by combat. If
How long will that take?
it's one
Theoretically.
battle, the gods decide your fate. Whoever skill win in battle is clearly the one who is in the right. At least that's how the tradition goes. It is the duty of every Jarl and High King to uphold the traditions of Drakenloft, and if I were to challenge Gwaine, then he would have no choice but to accept, and if he loses, then the people have no choice but to accept me as queen.
But if you lose, we lose you.
It's true.
If you win, we've got the Isles on board.
Surely
And we
it's
have a very powerful army.
surely
The Isles
it's
are
not as,
known for their combat.
surely it's not as quick and easy as just going there, winning a battle, becoming queen, and then leaving.
Well, there are, of course, complications that could come with it. Gawain is a treacherous snake, so perhaps he would deny the right to trial by combat. Perhaps he would simply...
Sorry.
What are you laughing at? What's funny?
Oh, yeah, and
What? What have I missed?
Ages ago, you only just saw that.
Why? I can't remember what I was saying.
You said he's a
It was just a warning. I put it in there so that you wouldn't see it.
Would he really deny you in front of his entire people?
I mean, he summoned an army and killed the current king without even challenging him to combat.
And the people respect him?
I don't know if they
Well,
respect him or not. Perhaps they fear him. And that's enough.
Eridel, if you do this trial by combat, are you confident that you can win?
It's been a long time, and I've never fought him before. But things have changed. I have gotten stronger. I faced worse enemies than a human.
I've certainly felt the sharp end of your dagger.
If you think you can win, I'll back you on it.
The question remains of if it's the best course of action. The pros to this are this way we don't have to involve the Empire. The negatives are the Isles still do not have magic.
But from what I have listened and heard in your tales, they are a fierce warrior nation.
Yes. There are druids who use the forces of nature. I suppose you could count that as magic, but it's not really counted in the Isles.
It feels like the druids are going to be a valuable ally.
Most of the strongest warriors in the coast are, like myself, they get their powers from the gods and magic. So it's not that we don't have magic entirely, it's just that it's only reserved for the strongest of people.
The arcane is feared, and it has always puzzled me in my short time here.
It's about controlling powers and only allowing those who deserve it.
It is about
to have it.
control.
Yes.
Storm,
Alright.
explain to me again, who are these Saurians?
The Saurians, we've met
You
some.
said they were close.
They are.
Met one
We've met one, yes. But,
back in Deep Bay.
I know from my time back at home that they do not have the most comfortable relationship with the Golden Empire. Neither really with the coast. They are reclusive. But
Well,
Instead of getting the
Seems
Golden
like-
Empire, why don't we just get a legion or two from them?
Sounds like they'll be hard to convince.
I
If they
agree.
hate both of them.
But their home will also be in danger.
it will.
So when you say a legion, do you mean from the Empire?
I do, however, feel like they will react much the same to Deep Bay and Valoom. They will ask for something in return, which we do not have the time to waste with.
I feel like everyone will. But now we have
The-
more evidence. We have medical reports. We have bodies. We can
It's all-
show them the
it's
threat is very
all-
real.
It's all about the time. That's the crux of this whole conversation we're having. It's the amount
course.
of time that we do not have.
The easy
So-
Originally, I thought the plan was that if we were to find this artifact, we would, in tow, perhaps have two allies.
Yes, we will get if we find this
Three.
artifact, we would get Dayford on side.
Baloo, Deep
Three.
Fey, and Dayford.
perhaps the no more. I mean, 2 allies from this
and
one.
the scale skins as well.
Ah, yes.
If we were
And what this Trisk of yours was a druid? Perhaps is there more?
I assume so. He was taught by a master.
Yes,
So.
they would have magic there.
And this may be the easiest way to get more allies that we have right now. Quickest.
You know what? Screw the Golden Empire. If they're going to invade, like us, they'll do it anyway, whether we include them or not.
Yes, this is my thought.
Yes.
But
We also have to remember that while they might have magic, they don't necessarily have knowledge about our enemy. The Golden Empire does. That's the thing that sets them apart.
Yes.
They have fought them before. Barilla said so.
Can't we then just get the information from them instead
In return for what?
Yes,
Don't give it freely.
I think that it might be worth asking Sindri, at the very least, what he would be interested in, what the Empire would be interested in, and then at least we know what they would be asking in return.
You'd have to take it at not even face value. Their deals don't work so transparently. They'll tell you they will want the one thing, and they'll take more than a hand. They'll take a torso.
Then we shall have to be good bargainers.
maybe we shouldn't go ourselves.
Huh?
If time's a factor here, we're going to have to. We are taking on all the negotiation duties ourselves, it seems. Perhaps we should send someone, first of all, who has a stake in Deep Bay.
Didn't we ask Theodore to deal with all this bullshit?
Theodore is dealing with Valoom at the moment, and it was my understanding that he was going to write to the other nations.
It might also be worth making him the one who negotiates with the Empire.
I don't know.
Do we like that idea? Since we know he really does not like Sindri.
Yes.
He hates the Empire.
It feels like the Empire is just...
The thing is, we're taking on all the negotiation duties ourselves, and that's why we're not having enough time to go to these places.
So what are you
Theodore...
suggesting that we do, Kent, say? Originally you seemed all for the idea of Sindri, but now you're saying we should stay and...
I was all for the idea of Sindri when I was convinced it was our only option in terms of time, but if we can split our efforts...
You mean split the party?
No. I mean, let's be frank. Theodore is a leader of a nation. He is adept at statecraft and negotiation. That is what he does. We're good at destroying things and wrecking things, and every now and then potentially the investigation or the odd investigation. Negotiation's not really our forte. We are the actors, the fighters, the ones who do the work.
Well, I don't know about that.
If you really want to get the Golden Empire on side, maybe it's not a bad idea to let Theodore deal with it. Since he hates them, he won't be willing to give too much or settle too easily.
But he's also steeped enough in politics to not let it show.
At least try and get the illithid information from them. That's what
the
we
most
need
important
from them.
thing.
And if we let Theodore do that, we can then...
I am curious, though.
Assuming we let Theodore negotiate with Sindri, we then have the option to either go to Drakenloft, go to the Scaleskin territories, or train here. Scaleskin...
We could do all three.
Say again?
I was saying we... Oh? You hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Okay. I was gonna say we could... It's gonna be a rush, one hell of a rush, but we could potentially do all three. I was able to get Dayford on side on my own in 3 days.
If we were doing all three, we would have to find a way to do it in a week and a half. If we still want to have time, we would have to find a way to. Sorry, they back a bit. If we're going to do all three, we would have to find a way to win over both the Drakenloft Isles, the Scaleskin territories, and Dayford, and train, which we know will take at least 10 days. So 10 days of training would leave us about 7 days to get to 3 entire nations on our side.
Less than a week.
One, which I might also mention, the 2 nations that we're meant to be going to, we've never been to before.
I have.
Sorry. Well, the Scaleskin territories we haven't been to before, so we won't be able to teleport there.
We do know someone there, so we could scry. Oh, we can't do that, can we?
I thought we had 3 weeks.
We have 3 weeks, but if 10 days, that leaves us with a week and a half.
10 days is a week.
Yes, a 10-day. We have 3 10 days.
Oh,
Yeah, 10 days is a week. What are you guys talking about?
If we spend a 10-day, then we have 2 10 days remaining before.
We have 2 weeks.
Not to throw
Time
another.
is different.
Another.
Isn't that funny?
I was so confused.
Yeah, I was like,
what are you guys talking about?
Wait, hang on. I'm going off Earth Week structure.
With 10 days is a week here.
10 days.
10 days is a week.
Okay.
And
But
not
We'd
to
have
throw,
2 weeks. Please.
not to throw another spanner in the analysis paralysis machine, but we don't actually. That intel is based on 10-day-old information, so who knows what is going to happen?
I think
I would like for us to come to a decision. I
Yes,
truly
we're
think
talking
that
too much.
make this training. I see its benefit, and I do think we should go through it.
And we're already here, so we might as well do it.
Yes, and I do think that.
Just to clarify, we have 3 weeks left. DM.
Well,
I think it's 3 in a few days.
So, you found out
Because 10 days are a week.
that you had a month, or you were told that it was estimated at
A month.
On, if I remember correctly,
A month ago.
Could be less, could be more.
Yeah, like things we've done might have.
Oh wait, so a
accelerated
month
the
is 40 days.
Yes, well done.
This changes a lot because I thought very.
no. A month is 30 days.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
There's three 10 days in a month.
That means that we have
a month
20
is 3
days.
weeks instead of
20
4.
days.
So that would leave
Yeah,
us
so-
1 week then, if
Yeah,
we
we
do
have,
this.
we have 10 days to
We're not
complete
going to be
everything.
able to do that everything in 10 days anyway, so we
No.
might as well prepare ourselves.
So,
How long do we actually have left? Let's find
Right.
out.
So
first.
you found out on 2-day-03rd,
2-day-3rd.
which is the second day of the 3rd week. So the 23rd. Found out on the 23rd of dawning. It is currently the 29th of dawning. So you have 21 days before the estimated time of when because as far as you're aware, that month was kind of a bit of a number that she had kind of pulled out her arse. Not completely, but like an estimated time.
Yeah.
It could be earlier. Could be later.
We have no way of
It's
knowing.
just an estimated time, like rather than being like, oh, it's a year or it's 6 months. The way in which it's progressing, like that rough
Feels
month
urgent.
estimate. So it's not necessarily. That's not it being like, oh, on the 23rd of Thor, it's going to happen. You know, that's it's somewhere around that area of time. It could even be the month after.
Going back
You're not sure exactly what date. It's just a rough estimate.
Going back to what you said, can say we are the final nail in the coffin, and I would rather we were prepared mostly.
This also goes into another point that I wish to make. We don't know where we need to go to finish this. We know what our enemy looks like. We saw it in that vision, but where is that? Do we know?
I think that we should train ourselves, but after that, I don't like it. I really don't, but I think that Sindri and the Golden Empire would be incredibly useful in this.
I agree.
Okay, so that's one potential plan. The other plan, which I'm more inclined to go ahead with, is to head north and try to get the Scaleskin territories, or Shrazkyst, and Dayfed fully on board.
Yes, I think that is the easiest port
But
of
we
call
still
to
need to get David on board if we're going to deal with the 40 risk.
Perhaps it's the easiest, but it might not be the most practical.
Gosh. People still
But
concerned
those are
about
the
44th.
two main options. Does everyone at least agree on that? And then
They
perhaps
are the
if we're quick enough in solving this problem in the north, we can go to the Drakenloft Isles afterwards and do that.
There's just, yes.
It's a lot.
There's not enough time to do everything.
It's
We're just gonna have to accept that.
I think that even if Shrazkyst wasn't potentially coming along with David has probably one of the best armies on the Isles.
I'm just thinking about clerics and druids. They have both of those things, right? We need magic.
Yes.
Any kind of magic helps here.
If any kind of magic helps here, then why not the Empire?
I don't like the cleanup afterwards.
No.
Dear.
With that in mind, then I think that we should at least hear what they have to say. If there is a way for us to gain some information without submitting ourselves entirely to the Empire, then I think that we should take it.
If that is the case, that is fantastic.
Which is why we should ask Sindri. It wouldn't even take a day for us to teleport there, ask him, and leave. It would take maximum 3 hours.
I'm not completely disagreeing with the point you have, but all I'm saying is, you've heard my warning. You've heard my piece. I'm not going to force another way. I'm not going to be here for the cleanup.
We are talking about things that might not even happen. We're making huge assumptions.
This is true.
These are a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes. It doesn't matter. Everyone will be dead if we do not do something.
Which is
and
why
it seems that people will be dead without the Empire. That is the question that you asked, is it not, Zuko? What happens if we don't side with them?
I asked if the battle goes ahead as things are, how does it turn out?
Without the Empire.
As things are, we don't have David and Shrazkyst, we don't have Foyfort, we don't have the Isles, we haven't spoken to most of our allies.
You assume that people will not fight if a threat comes knocking at their door. Perhaps they won't be prepared.
It's not that they won't fight, it's that they won't fight together. They won't be unified in a fight.
And
it's all good having a big army.
They will not have their armies prepared, and we know what the Illithids are like. If you're not prepared, they will just use you and add you to their own army.
My goal here...
And I think the Empire would make us the most prepared.
Okay. I personally believe we should vote on it. We have two pretty clear paths. We've heard all the benefits and drawbacks of both sides. Oh, can we just... Are we all in agreement that is a good plan?
Yes, let's put a vote to it.
Yes,
Okay.
let's vote.
Are we...
Okay.
So, first of all, sorry. I know I'm holding this up.
No, it's
But I want to be perfectly crystal clear. If we have 21 days left, we use 10 of those days to train ourselves to be ready to face the final threat, because using my own words, it's the final nail in the coffin. We will be the ones who will have to deliver the killing blow. After that, we will have potentially between 5 to 10 days, depending on how accurate the original prediction was, to try and get one more nation on side. And keep in mind, this nation will then have to prepare itself as well. Now, with someone like the Golden Empire, that may not be an issue, because they have mages, they can teleport halfway across the world.
And they have experience.
It may be slightly more of an issue for less arcane nations, such as Daphid or the Drakenloft Isles. Should we establish that we want to train and then contact someone, and then the choice, our vote, is to who to contact after we have trained?
Yes. I think we should train first, and then the vote is being cast based on who we should contact afterwards first. We might still have time, if we don't agree to Sindri's plan, to go wherever we choose.
May I put forward a suggestion then? While we are in this comatose state, first of all, going into it without telling anyone what we're doing would be a bad idea. We can't. We are at the forefront of this. We can't
10
just
days away, disappearing is not a good sign.
Yes, dropping off the face of the earth for 10 days without any contact is not a good idea. So at the very least, we need to warn everyone what we'll be doing before we do it. May I suggest that we put some plans in place that our allies can try and take care of while we are indisposed?
Can't we just get Theodore to contact Sindri himself?
Negotiations-wise, this is what I was going to suggest. He can contact Sindri while we're in comatose, and if he doesn't want to talk to Theodore, that's fine. When we awaken, we can go see him.
I just want to clarify something here. No one said that you would be comatose.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be.
You guys are making the jump.
Is the point?
You're going to be training.
Yeah. So we'd be able to make
which may involve like some elements of.
I'm just assuming because this
that,
is the place all about psychic stuff, so I thought it was going to be like all mental stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to be indisposed.
Yeah, but
physically.
That's like in the real world, you're not kind of like put into a coma to like resist mental manipulation.
Wake up.
That's what was being spoken of. Like that, what you're talking about would be like very acute, like psionic stuff.
Okay.
Whereas you're not being trained in psionic, you're being trained in mental fortification.
Yeah.
So, what that might mean, like putting it in kind of I guess some kind of term would be having domination cast on you, and you're constantly having to try and resist it, or having to. There might be elements where it's to put it for lack of a better phrase to be comatose in some regards, but like you're not going to be unconscious for 10 days straight. You will have the opportunity to do things, or contact when you need to, or be updated if that's what you're if that's what you're kind of worried about.
Okay.
I didn't want to interject earlier on because you were kind of rolling with it, but because you're coming up to a point where you're making decisions with that assumption that you're not going to be updated because you'll be unconscious, I felt like I needed to kind of like chip in with that. So you won't be unconscious the whole time. There might be parts of it that are like that.
Okay.
But it's more of like
Training
standing
montage.
on coals for ages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like training your mind.
So in that case, the reason why I said that we should probably go to Sindri is because when we asked him originally, he said he wanted us to actually come to him in person. So I don't think that a letter is going to be enough for him to be like.
He wants us there.
Yeah, he wants to talk to us physically in person. He didn't want to do it over like messages.
So we have already tried to reach out to him once, but it just didn't work.
One thing.
He said that he's got information, but I'm not going to tell you unless you come here and
Okay, if that's the case, again, if it's just information, if we're committed to doing the training, are we doing the Sindri first, or do we let Theodore negotiate with him and then try?
I don't think it's worth Theodore asking Sindri, because Sindri wanted us there in person. I think that what we should vote on is what we're doing after the training. So we train for 10 days, and then we decide, are we either going to Shrazkyst or are we going to Sindri to see what he has to say? That's what we're voting on.
Yes, I think that's right.
I have just come to a realization about Sindri. This may have been obvious, but he's already disgraced. Surely we can use the leverage that
That's what I was
land
thinking.
that he is now overseeing is not overrun by illithids.
Yes.
We can use that as leverage.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So in that case, all those in favour of going to Shrazkyst after we train, say aye.
Aye.
Just clarify, is Shrazkyst up north?
Scaleskin, yeah.
Yeah. Aye.
For sake of clarity, should we also just type it so that we all know who voted?
Yeah.
But it's me.
And all those in favour of seeing Sindri? Aye.
I
Right.
Okay, it's 4 against 3, so we'll go to Shrazkyst.
Guy, did you vote for? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Shrazkyst, yes, he voted for Shrazkyst.
Me?
If that's the case, if
I thought you said Aria.
if we're committed to going to Shrazkyst, I still advise, even if we don't take his information or take his deal or anything like that, and we are fully committed to going to Shrazkyst, I would still advise we send someone to negotiate with him, someone who is experienced in this, like Theodore.
What would happen if Arilla went to see him?
Probably nothing good, considering she's not liked in the Empire.
Yeah, she is not.
Okay.
I will propose a compromise. If we find that that task is quite simple in tracking down said artifact, and we don't even know if it will be simple. If we find it's quite rudimentary, I think by then I perhaps may be able to travel freely and easily. I wouldn't be
Teleport.
adverse. Yes, I wouldn't be completely adverse to hearing him out. No agreements, because I don't even think we should be making any agreements without talk first with Camilla and Theodore. Because
We
don't you
wouldn't
think
be
if
agreeing to anything.
agree? Yeah, I hope
Be hearing
so.
him out.
Yes, because if agreeing to anything without their consent means we could lose everything with them. Because
this is why I'm advising we send Theodore, so he's aware of the situation, the Alliance is aware of the situation, and the people who actually rule these nations are kept in the loop, and we don't invite a foreign power without their consent.
All right, well, it's decided then. I
How's
suppose we're...
the Oracle? Is she?
Yeah, is she okay?
She's unconscious.
She's just dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, because of the nature of your conversation, like through your conversation, that you would have been ushered away out of the the space, because they don't need this shit going on whilst they're trying to sort her out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back in to see if you wish.
Shall we
Yeah.
go and tell them we want the training?
Yes, I think that would be best.
Alright, so you head back inside. You can see the Oracle is being gently taken back into the water, or should I say further in. She submerges under. One of the sisters approaches you. Hello. I'm Sister Agatha. I've been told that I am to assist you in your stay here.
Is the Oracle all right?
Yes, she's just exhausted. It's not an uncommon reaction. Seeing multiple potential futures does have that effect on someone.
We are sorry.
And she is one of the only that can.
We have also decided that we'd like to stay and have your training.
A wise decision. The Oracle speaks of your futures with such clouded nature. It would seem that you may need all the help you can get.
I agree.
Actually, speaking
Very well.
of which, is your order equipped for what's to come?
Our order, as you put it, the Sisterhood of the Oracle. We are not fighters, but we are capable of defending ourselves. We know of the creatures of which you speak, or the nature of them, to an extent. There has been discussion around many of the nobilities, perhaps is the best way of describing it, regarding the situation, rumours from, well, your escapades in Valoom and Deep Bay. we believe that we could at least resist these effects to a degree. But if what you say is true, then perhaps we would be outnumbered ourselves.
All the more reason to start training as soon as possible then.
Agreed. You will need a full night's rest. It will be exhausting. You will begin tomorrow, before dawn. We will see to it that you have a room. You would do well to rest as much as you can.
I suggest that's what we go and do now.
I think we use what time we have left to put pieces in place for things to develop while we're training, contact our allies, and do what we can with the training.
I agree.
Storm, I'm sorry to keep doing this to you.
I'm already on it. Yes, contacting Theodore. Is that what you wish?
Theodore and I think Orilla as well.
I think I might just use everything, because I'm thinking we should get in contact with Jada. I don't think we should let her
Everyone we
be in the
can.
dark for 10 days.
Yes, actually, every ally that we can get in contact with, we should.
If you have enough,
Yes.
I would appreciate you contacting Raya. I think she could give us some information as
She
well.
was on my list as well.
I also have the sending spell, so if we have enough, I can do it.
Hey,
as
sir,
well.
we have missed you.
That's good to hear.
My gosh.
We only had one.
This is how the Val-Aeria's first call center was created.
Oh my god.
I just put in the chat a
Hello?
group of people who we might want to contact.
I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. What's his name? What is it?
Oh boy, yeah.
It's now a bit like the guys who go out sometimes. The guys who fight monsters sometimes.
Just a quick list and why we should contact them. Jala, obvious reasons. She's with us on the front lines of this shit. For Theodore, yes, because he's on the chief negotiator at the moment. Ask him to maybe contact Sindri if he can. Also, I think he should tell Celia about the situation, because if we try to mind message Cecilia, she's going to freak the fuck out. Stelbor. If Stelbor can get, and him and the Unhallowed can get started on preliminary investigations as to where this fucker is, where he's hiding, I want him on it.
We could also
Who else?
Oh yeah, Orilla as well.
Orilla.
Any
We want her
updates?
R&D. We need Orilla. We want her on R&D. We want her research. We want as much information on this fucker as possible.
XCOM.
And we want her as the most mobile out of us, since she's got teleport, spreading the word as much as possible to all our
We
allies and
have
bringing
some
proof.
personal
wherever we can.
allies, correct? What about setting stars? He was quite apt in combat. Maybe we could.
Mate, this is like that bit in The Witcher 3 where you have
get all
to
your
send
allies. Yeah. This should definitely get setting stars though. He's a fucking monk. He could.
Setting stars. He's on the
There
list.
is
He's on the list. Yeah.
Samuel as well.
He
Who's
isn't Setting
Daniel?
Stars also part of a monk order?
Yeah. He's them like pilgriming to Baxi from the Dunelands. They're quite solo.
If him and any other pilgrims are in the area, bring them.
Bring the pilgrims.
Setting Stars. Yeah, fuck them. If they all know kung fu.
Kung Fu Kiddies.
I wish we had more time to free my father.
We'll do that after we live.
He would be fantastic in the battle.
Why can't we?
We don't have time.
I need a very powerful spell to be able to do it.
To talk to your father?
Spell.
To free him.
Oh, I see.
Bish.
What?
I thought you said talk to him.
No. I talk to him every night.
So say you thought it's very easy to talk to him.
Zuko, you get your powers from your father,
Yes.
right? Then we only need you.
Of course, but he is fabulous on the battlefield. You should see him.
And you're even more fabulous. I've seen you multiple
Who?
times.
You. Zuko blushes a bit. Little clouds.
You need to have
Who has Leon's number?
Call him in. Drop him in.
Like, go call him real quick.
Okay. Get him off the battle bus. We need him off the battle bus. And
Avengers, assemble.
Get Bumble. Get
Leon
Bumble.
comes out of the
We
portal.
are
Oh,
basically
no,
sending
fucking
out.
hell.
This is the equivalent of like the end of Avengers Infinity War, where he
Yeah.
a fucking pager and sends out a message to Captain Marvel.
Leon just comes down from space.
How many people are
Me in the final battle when you're like, oh, have we got any other NPCs we can bring in? You wanted more?
Right,
Gary
hello.
Oldman and Leon the Professional.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Burst out of the ground.
So that's I guess we're leaving that up to Storm then.
Okay.
and Alistair.
Between
And
Storm and
Alistair,
Alistair,
okay.
how many messages do we have that we can send out here?
I'll check my
Remember, we
quite
don't
a
have
lot, right?
to use all of them.
You can cast it at high levels.
You can, yeah, you can
can.
upcast it.
We
Yeah.
don't have to use all of them, but it's just nice to
3,
know how many we can actually
6,
contact.
7, 8, 9. I can do 9.
Yeah, because remember, when you contact some person,
I
they
can
might
do
want you
29.
to keep talking to them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I might want a
Again,
response. So.
Cool.
which
Right,
always
let's
happens.
divide and conquer then. Hayden, who should we? Who's taking what?
You can do the people that I missed on my sessions away. And then I can do like, the people
Who's the
that
people you missed? Oh, like you know Stelborn.
Like-
Oh, I can do
I'll
Stelborn.
do. You can do like the politicians. I can do Raya Vargas.
Do you want to do Samuel?
Samuel.
I would
I'll do
also,
Samuel.
again, I know I keep bringing
I
him
don't know
up.
if it's a good idea if Alistair does Samuel.
Hey, we made up, sort of, kind of.
Really?
I know I
Just
keep
down.
bringing this up as well, but one more I'd like to add to the list is Mayfly.
Oh yeah.
I'll do Mayfly.
I did tell him to message me back, but I haven't had anything yet.
I'll
Wait,
do
you can
Mayfly.
message as well?
Well, yeah, but he reached out to me whilst I was busy, and I said you're gonna have to call me back. So, I could,
Right.
there is that. He might call me at some point.
Okay.
I'll still message him just to make sure.
So, as it stands, I'm doing Sindri, Zala, Theodore, Stelbor. That's what I've got.
Wait, Sindri?
Wait, are we not doing Sindri? No, we're leaving Sindri. Oh no, we're doing Theodore. Sorry, Theodore.
Yeah.
Not
And
Theodore,
then-
Sindri.
Raya Vargas, Samuel, Mayfly.
I could do Set and Stars to take some off.
Yeah,
I don't
you
mind.
can do 10 stars, and I'll do whoever the fuck is left as
So
well.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think I've
yeah.
got-
Just gonna write a
4 or 5.
list of.
Let's just contact Gaiak's clan and get a whole flock of Arakocra over it.
Just want to say this is the moment at the very beginning of the campaign. I was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna come a point where I'm gonna have to beat every single NPC
At one.
one after the other, and I knew it was gonna happen. Here it is.
Should have
Should we
made some good
contact
NPCs.
Darian Dipshit?
Yes!
Yeah!
Why?
Yeah, Leon's
Why?
message.
We need all the guns we can muster. It's fine.
I'll add it,
You're really shaking his head. It's like, no. What have you done?
I'll add it to mine, and that'll be 5 for me overall.
Oh god, sorry, Ewan. Who's doing May? You doing Mayfly, Alistair?
I'm doing Mayfly. Can we
Okay.
just like
Type it
mention
out
in,
what you're
in the
doing.
messages?
Yeah, I'm
Type
typing
the
out
messages that they
the
need
people
to,
we're going to contact and what we need to contact them for.
We've got the list of who we're contacting. We just need to
Know who's contacting who.
No, we know who's contacting who as well. It's more.
Oh,
about
right,
what we're
okay,
saying.
cool.
We have it divided up already.
Hang on, let me just write the objectives.
Can we just also mention that they need to show up on the left? Wait, are you still typing reasons against it?
Yes, just to make sure we're all got it together.
Oh, I've just got that on your left joke.
I'm glad someone got it.
Yeah, I was like, why is he saying that? Oh. Okay, so while Storm and Alistair are doing that, I'm gonna go find a room and do my own thing.
Okay, well,
Alone
no one
time
go in that
without-
room
Really?
for an hour.
Oh my god!
You know what you were doing.
Found a nice nun.
You know what you were
I'm
doing.
a-
Exactly, you know
Don't
exactly what
don't
you
act
did.
like that.
Why are you so
Don't act
shocked?
like you didn't. Why are you shook?
Nice, Bob. Oh yeah, with the new fucking arms.
Powerful wank.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna
Barbarian.
go find somewhere quiet and just think about my life.
A barbarian wank.
You're welcome.
That's fucking good.
It's not that funny, but it's so great.
Power, the raw power.
Would they be raging?
Done in
The
2
power.
minutes.
Wizards get to use
Power. Right, let's just kick them off. Should we start
Yeah.
kicking off?
All right,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do
So,
Charlotte first. It's kind
I-
of easy.
What I'd say is you guys are guided through around the pool towards a set of stairs that descend into like I guess like a basement area. The same marbled walling. It's a very simplistic space. You pass what looks like a mess hall towards a series of dormitories. You're gifted a room. It's not particularly large, but there's enough space on the floor for all of you. There is a single bed. You're going to be sleeping rough, but at least it's, somewhere under a roof. As you go and disperse for your various activities, let's kick things off. So who wants to go first?
There you go. That's your messaging, Alistair. I'll go with Jala first on top of my list.
Sorry,
All right.
it took a long time. These were the things.
Okay, perfect. That helps a lot. Right.
Alright, so you contact Jala first.
Jala, Storm. Hope well. Reply on status underground. Oh, wait, out of character. What have we talked to her about? What happened in?
No, we haven't. We haven't.
No.
Serious findings about illicit experimentation. Oh God, how do you do it in that? Looking to train to fight better. I think I was 20. I don't know, is it 25?
You're an 18.
Oh, 18. God sending. Goodness. There's not much. Jala's not. Yeah, I was just saying that. Fuck it.
Could ask her about Razexam.
Oh shit! Yeah. How many is that? 18.
7 words.
Do you know place? No, we don't know if it's a place. Do you know Razexan? Heard under dark.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Alright. As you send the message off, good to know you're alive. Still journeying. Rezazshan. Yes, I know it. The capital of the queendom of Mazhadzat. It is a city of my people. 3 days west of the Gloom Matron Gardens. And that is the message you gained.
Just because of the importance of this one, actually, I'm going to use another one, quickly reply to her. We have reason to believe illicit targeting Razazan, or have some stake in it. But if possible, send warning to all you can. Be safe. door.
What was the first part of that again? Sorry.
I said.
Just want to double check it.
I said we have reasons to believe Illithid targeting Razdan or has a stake in it already.
Yes. Okay. Already targeted. The city fell.
Oh.
At least a few days before the Illithid attacked the gardens. It is likely the source of their armies. And before you get a chance to kind of respond to this, or move on to what you want to do next, just going to kind of insert something here. So there's a little bit of law changed.
Okay.
Just kind of making you aware of this. So, by which I mean, there's a little bit that's been expanded on. So, much like the lizard folk have their own, they have a race name that they refer to themselves as which is, what they should be referred to beyond, just lizard folk. The dark elves, or drow is kind of more of a slur, is their racial name now, and those of you that kind of are familiar with elves and the light would probably know this, is Zuriel. And so usually drow would speak Undercommon, which is just the standard language underneath, but for a while I've been wanting to change a little bit of that. So now the language that they speak is Zuriel, which is very, very similar to Stellarian, because it has the same kind of ancestry in terms of its parent language. So those of you that speak Stellarian would be able to very vaguely understand part of the Zuriel language. Many of the softer tones are have got a sharper edge to it, and the scripture is slightly different. So reading it would be more difficult, but hearing it, you speak Stellarian, don't you?
I do,
Storm?
yeah.
So you would know that what that name means is the capital, or the kingdom even, is called. Oh, sorry, I'm darting between bloody notebooks right now. The queendom of Mazhatsat refers to Water's Edge, and Razazan means crowded home.
Crowded home, okay. And I'd know that from...
You would know that, but it's kind of like if you know certain European languages, you can also understand bits of other ones. If you speak Italian, you might know parts of other languages or understand words and phrases.
What does Mazhatsat mean?
Water's Edge.
Water's Edge, is it?
Water's Edge. Yes. So translated, that would be the queendom of Water's Edge.
And crowded place
Is Razazan.
Could you write that again? Could I get the spelling? I don't think I remember.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I've put the spelling. I'll put the spelling in again.
Oh.
For the queendom and Razazan.
Thank you.
Is going to be in there real quick as well.
Perfect. Thank you. I knew it was. Oh, he says search. Wonderful. That is perfect. Thank you.
10-day Rocky montage.
You're going to be punching pigs.
It's going to end up being like the Rocky montage from Family Guy, where it's like, they can say, "Oh man, the test's in 2 hours." Oh shit, we didn't study at all. All we did was work out.
So now I've done with that one. Do you want to do one now, Alistair? Should we interchange? We go
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna message first of all Rai.
Mm-hmm.
But before I do, Gaiak, are you busy at the moment?
No, I've just been standing right here.
Oh, I thought we went off into our own rooms.
Oh, maybe we did. I don't know. I went for a week. He's just come
So you
back
only have
in a
one
week.
room between you. If you want serenity, shall we say, you might need to go outside into the gardens.
I remember scale skin not being a right, or the most kind term to call little folks. What was the actual?
Shrazkyst.
Shrazkyst.
Yes.
Okay.
Or-
Now I'm gonna message.
To interject, did you mean you wanted to know? Oh,
It is
might be-
Shrazkyst.
That's the
right?
name of the place. Yeah. Were you asking what you call lizard folk?
Like instead of the scale skin territories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the name of the
Shrazkyst.
country. But do you want to know the the name of the people?
Both.
So I can type it for you because I think Rai would have told
Hails
you.
from the great beyond.
Rai would have.
Type Shrazkyst as well because I don't actually know how to spell it.
Sure, I got both of them for you.
I spelt it differently, and then Jay was like, I like that one.
I might steal.
Yeah.
So how did you? You've spelled it up here. I might.
Is it this?
Yeah. I think there was 2 Z's that I put in
This
there.
this is the original.
No, it was...
original spelling, but I liked you and spelling more.
Show the way...
I might change it.
This is how I spelt it. I should have
Oh,
checked
yeah.
that before I sent it. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks better. So go with that one. But then this is the name of the people, and that's pronounced Schlicksel.
Schlicksel. Okay. I'm gonna message Rye first. Basically, Rye. It's Alistair. In about 10 days. Can someone keep count as well?
Oh, right. It's Alistair. In about 10 days.
We will be heading to Shrazkyst territory to hopefully hopefully get them and David on board.
Got 3 words.
Any information help. And I'm gonna do the same, basically the exact same message to Vargas, but instead of basically saying any information help, it's basically protect Rye if needed.
Okay. Alright. So I'd say you probably need to wait for the first message to come through as a response, just because otherwise you might send it again. So as you send that message, I'm not quite sure what Shrazkyst is, but I assume by your message you mean where we're heading. Nothing yet. Just reached border.
Is that it?
That's it.
Shrazkyst means scale skin territory. Information on anything David stole from them would be useful when we hopefully meet in 10 days. That's what I'll send.
Okay. We'll keep an eye out. We'll ask around. No promises.
Fair enough.
And that's it.
And yeah, like I said, the exact same thing, but basically saying
Alright.
protect Rye to Vargas.
Don't tell me what to fucking do!
Expected.
But yes, I will keep her safe.
Cool. Alright. Yep, that's right.
Alright.
That's done.
Okay, back to Storm.
Back to Storm. I'm a firing my laser. Going to the Theodore.
Firing my brain laser.
I was very, very concerned what the fuck was going on there. Alright,
Right.
make sure to keep note of how many messages you
Oh,
send.
yeah, I've got that into my spells.
Cool.
Right, Theodore. Spicy Theodore. Let's spice you up. Theodore, Storm, coming with bold request. Ironic from me, asking if perhaps talk to Sindri. How much is that? Is that 15? I think it's 15, yeah. Talk to Sindri. We need more information on Illithid. It's crucial. Indisposed for... And then the message cuts off because I did 25.
You ran out of words. I will engage in conversation with the elf. But truly, I do not see any real outcome. He and I have conflicts. But he seems to not mind dealing with your party.
I'll
Understand the gravity, will attempt.
I'll spare him another one as well, why not?
Love you.
Oh, Theodore.
Appreciate any progress with it. Understand he's complicated to deal with. Haven't forgotten your conflict either. Wouldn't ask if it wasn't completely necessary. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Complicated. Yes, you certainly have a way with words, Storm. As I said, I understand. But gravity does not equal outcome. He will want something. We both know that. If the price is not too high. And that's it. That's the message.
Okay. Yeah, on to Hayden.
Alright, I am going to message... Fuck it. Darian dipshit. Why the fuck not?
Darian, yeah. He hates us, by the way.
Does he?
We
Why?
never paid him for that voyage, did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I thought you paid him
Yeah, we
beforehand,
did pay
didn't
him. We did pay
We
him.
paid him a percentage.
Ewan, we definitely paid him.
No, you reminded me now!
We definitely
No.
him.
He loves it. We met him by cheating him out of gold. He loved us for cheating him out
He
of
was
gold.
proud of the pirates
to
we
be able to
become.
pay him back
Yeah.
in full with this.
Darian. Alistair. We're getting people together to fight. We would be honored to have you on board in the big battle. See-
Ask him if he has an uncle called Leolor.
No, wait, obviously pay will be included. There we go.
Okay.
That's a good reaction.
I love this guy. That's great.
Alright, as you said the message. there's a pause, and for a second you don't think that the message is sent. And you just hear, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah, shit.
Why are you contacting me now? I'm having a nosh! But while you're here, Alice, you big fucking nerd, where's my money? Cuts off.
Why didn't you guys pay him, man?
The Moon Knight reference.
Why didn't we pay him? What was the problem there?
Yeah.
I've actually completely forgotten that we didn't. What did we not? Why?
You couldn't be asked.
Yeah, we just forgot.
You walked away
Yeah.
from the boat and then just left the city.
I'm sorry, if he doesn't ask.
To be
for
fair,
money
he didn't
before
chase
that,
up. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's just him being dumb.
I'll message him back being like,
Forgot.
no, I thought they already paid you, but
God, I swear, man.
obviously the pay for the trip will be included if we survive the fights. If you're in.
Alright. What did I just fucking tell you? I want my money. But fighting? I'm a fucking drunkard, what do you want me to do? Want me to just swing my dish around? Like, what do you expect from me?
Confirmed. Confirmed. It's confirmed. He's related to Leonor. That is confirmation. That is 100% confirmation.
That's got to be confirmation. He said dish.
It's not confirmed.
That is confirmed.
It's a fan theory.
Who else
It's a
in
fan
Val-Aeria
theory.
says dish?
We just gotta wait till phase 4 and then we'll confirm the theory.
Is that him for us? Is that him?
That's what he sends to you.
Fuck it, I'll message you back. You have a ship, we don't. That's why. Last message, so you can carry on with your nosh.
Yeah, right, fair enough. That's it. He's a man of very few words.
Cool.
And he is currently indisposed. Or is he? Maybe he's just lying.
Someone's just eating
Let
all
the
that
fans
dish.
decide.
You say let the fans decide.
He's scrubbing his dish.
He's cleaned his dish.
Drop your vote in the comments, nosh or no nosh.
Does Darian
No, I'm a mod,
dipshit
should I
deserve a
actually
nosh?
make that?
Alright. So...
Who's next? I'm gonna do... Stelbor. We contacted him before and he wasn't very receptive, but...
It's all about getting him and the Unhallowed on our side, because they could make a lot of money from this, getting hired to protect monsters.
Stelbor. Contacting again. Could be lucrative and valuable price for illithid heads soon. Expected in 10 days time. Can we depend on you and Unhallowed? That's 25.
Storm. Wasn't sure if I'd hear from you again. The situation is complicated. All Unhallowed have been called back to the castle. Apparently, there's a debate on whether or not to get involved. But don't worry, I have my piece to say. I can't promise you. I will do my best to ensure our involvement. That'll be the message.
Okay, I'll send one more back because that sounds interesting. Wow. Shocking to hear of debate over involvement. Appreciate that you will be on the right side of history with this one. Keep me updated, Storm.
Aye. We may be monster slayers, but we're not suicidal. There are those that think pressing our involvement would be the end of our order. Some agree, others are hesitant to do so. But I know what side I'm on. We'll be able to update you in a few days' time.
Perfect. I say I won't reply. He seems pretty on board, and I'm sure he knows what to say to convince the others. I'll relay that to the group when I get a moment.
Alright.
But yeah, your turn, Hayden.
I'll go to Mayflower next.
Yeah, you got his name right this time.
Yeah. Did you say Stelgar last time?
Stelgard
Yeah.
or something
Stelgar,
like that.
yeah.
I think someone said it as a meme once, and suddenly everyone thought it was
Stel-
right.
yeah.
I kept saying Stelgar because it's the guy that Javier Bardem plays in Dune.
Then I thought it was Striggerboard or Stelbord. Oh,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
oh no, it's Stelbord.
you were thinking of The Witcher.
Alright. Who's next?
I'm gonna be doing Mayfly.
Alright. There we go. It's going to be an interesting one.
Mayfly, Alistair. Hope you're still safe, or at least alive. Getting people and fighters ready for big conflicts with Illithids. Let me know if you can. I think that's 25.
Alistair, it has been a long time since I've heard from you.
He's alive.
I am getting anxious for my daughter. I have a feeling she does not want to speak to me. But I know what you're doing is dangerous, and I do not want to miss the chance to speak with her. Please, convince her to return. I just need one conversation.
Alright, I'll message. Is that it? This message?
That is it.
Don't worry. I'm keeping Arya safe. And if you want to talk to her, I will see that it happens. But we need fighters first. That's what I was saying.
I will do what I need to see her. But I'm not a fighter, Alistair. Never have been. My skills are tailored for a certain profession. But whatever else you need, I will do whatever. That's the message.
Alright, I'll talk to Aria first before I message him back.
Alright.
Alright, Storm, is it? You got any?
Yeah, I got one more. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Alright.
Setting stars.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, send that so. Sunshine on your back, setting stars. Wondering how pilgrimage goes. May have to interrupt. Threat coming to Restless Coast. Aberrations like never seen. Would like, and the message cuts out there. That a bit too long.
Okay. Ah. Stings like storm. It has been a while. My pilgrimage is going well. It would be an honor to fight by your side. Tell me where and when. I shall be there. I want to play him again so bad, so...
Get him in. He's so cool. I'll expend one more to reply. All in good time. Do not know where the battle will start or end. Just spend this time warning those close to you. Creatures blend in society. That's it.
I will focus my perception and warn those who must be kept safe the most. I will play my part in this war.
Good old setting stars, can rely on him. The one we've been waiting for.
Samuel.
Such a callback.
Hey, Samuel. No. Hey. Samuel. Alistair.
So you in front of the mirror, just like,
No,
hey Sam.
see.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a big fight happening for the fate of the Restless Coast. I know we will need you. And I'll send that off.
What do you mean a fight? Who's the enemy? I take it this is quite important for you to contact me. I need more information. We're not at the coast.
Oh, shit. Is that...
That's it. Sorry, yeah, that's it.
Alright. So he's saying he's not at the coast?
I mean, that's what he told you.
Yeah. The fight is against Otherworldly. Is otherworldly one word? Oh, otherworldly. Two words.
Otherworldly, yeah, it's one word. One word.
Otherworldly
Otherworldly.
creatures. Stronger than we can imagine. In about 21 days. If you can help us. I think that's 25, isn't it?
I mean, if you're the one counting.
Yeah,
If you
25.
believe it's 25.
I've cut out, but I'm going to use my 3 of my sorcery points to get another level 3 spell.
Mm-hmm.
And then directly after I cut out, we don't know when the fight will start, but if you can get back, it will be much help.
Can't say I've heard of any threat. We left the coast not long after the competition. That was quite some time ago. If the threat is as bad as you say it is, you'll need all the help you can get. I'll talk to the rest of the Eclipse. Can't speak for them, but they're good people. We'll let you know. And that'll be the message.
Sweet. That's all me done.
Alright.
Oh, Jesus.
Was it the night's eclipse?
The Noon's Eclipse.
Noon's eclipse. Ah, man, if we could get them involved again, that's...
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be very interesting.
They got a genasi. They've got a genasi.
Oh, who?
Water. Wait, is that water or an air genasi?
I think it was a water.
Water genasi. Yeah.
Water Genasi. He was a wizard, I
Isn't
think.
there a certain fire genasi you could contact as well?
Yeah.
Is there? Who?
Oh shit, we was meant to... Should we
Val-Aeria.
Oh, Val-Aeria! Sorry, I
Should we contact...
completely forgot.
Has any spell slots left? Storm, should we contact...
By the way, Val-Aeria kind of resided in the Golden Empire, just saying.
Resided? Wait, went back there?
I think that's where she is from.
I mean, we could ask Val-Aeria
She
what
might
the
have
stitch is.
info, or she could get some.
That's a good idea.
Wait, you see to get some? From who? What?
If she lives in the Golden Empire, then
Get
she
info.
might know something.
Oh.
It's worth a shot.
I thought you were saying get some as in like get some action, get some.
What? Such a leap.
Get some action.
Let's
Oh.
do it for Val-Aeria. Why not?
Who's she
Oh
get
my
action
goodness.
from?
Oh, get your mind out the nosh, Jay.
Oh, sorry, it's Darian. I still all in my junk.
It's a Darian in me.
We've got Val-Aeria and Arilla as potentials.
I am completely tapped out of spells at the moment, so...
Oh, I've got 2 left, so I can do.
So you
Are we
can visit
contacting-
one.
What about the fire giant? Having a fire giant on the battlefield would be
He may be
fast.
dead.
He may be dead, but this could be a good way to find out if he's dead.
And to find out if Emberforge just like safe or it's overrun and he's had to like,
Probably
flee or
Yeah.
well, he
let's-
wouldn't flee, he'd just die.
What
He
do
was
we
really-
have to say to Arilla? So Arilla, she's got. We've not seen her that long ago. We should probably just tell her we're indisposed, really.
Yeah.
And if she has any, finds out any information on the Illithids that she has to contact.
Yeah.
us.
Okay. Let's go. Like, all right. Let me send one. Orilla, how's things? Any updates? We're going to be disposed for 10-day fortifying mines for upcoming battle. Hope all well with you. Speak soon.
But you had 2 more words there. You could have snuck in a cheeky "love you."
I love you. Oh.
Kisses.
Okay. Perhaps a wise decision. I have transported the corpses back to Deep Bay. I wanted Glynerol to take a look at them. He believes elements could be used to craft some items, perhaps, from the remains. But the additional components will have to be bought.
Now, guys, do I use this spell slot to do it, or shall I? We find out if Garmin's alive. Garmin's.
I feel that Garmin's fate. I feel like he's pretty fucking dead.
Yeah, because he
would know, though.
wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave Emberforge.
He wouldn't leave Emberforge, and even
he
if
would
he
just
did,
buy it.
Is Ember Forge overrun then?
Hey, we had a battle there,
Yeah,
and we had to
Keep
leave.
in mind,
I don't know if
he was
it's
the
overrun,
only one
but-
defending it. So
Yeah.
He was the
left.
only one left of his kind defending
Yeah,
it.
it's a good assumption that he's gone. Bless him.
So that means that all the fire giants are dead.
Or he's got a
Oh.
tadpole in his head, and the Illithid have got a massive fire giant.
Which
on
is
their side.
worrying because I don't want to necessarily remind Ewan of this, but they had like some pretty fucking good
don't.
items in that forge.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they did.
No,
they
no.
did.
Yeah, we didn't get all the items. We only got 2 of them. I think.
Stop giving you and the nuclear code.
Fuel in the fire.
Wait, so
Oh,
we
no.
got
I
the.
know, I made it!
You might have forgotten though, you know?
I think we got the scythe and the breastplate. I think
Yeah.
that was
Wait,
it.
who's got the breastplate at the
I
moment?
think if you...
No, I believe you got the belt from there.
Belt. There was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
belt.
yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah, we definitely got the belt
The
from there.
breastplate was there, no?
Breastplate was from the orb.
No, that's the orb.
breastplate.
Yeah.
The belt was definitely
Oh yeah.
No, the Reza.
There was
thingy
a piece of
breastplate
armor
It
there,
was
though.
it was
It
the
was.
belt and the scythe,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Well, it was the belt, the scythe, and the breastplate that Kensei now has. Because I originally took it and then gave
And
it to
the-
the
Hammer
fire
eyes.
resistance gem that I have.
Which
Yeah,
which
give
wasn't
me-
from him though. That came from our mate,
The tower.
the wizard that burnt himself in
Oh,
a
yeah.
glee of incineration.
While on the topic, out of character, Maya, have you got that coat attuned?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna ask, oh, have you got that coat that you were gonna buy? I was like,
Coat.
oh,
Shit.
We should-
coat.
we should
Oh.
really see
The
what
coat.
If we're ever
master
around
plans we have.
water, Eradel's taking the reins.
We should
All right,
really-
so
Hang
shall
on,
I give
Jack.
Aurelia the all clear to
Yeah.
give her the money? Okay.
I think you should tell her that. Sorry, oh god, sorry. What was it you said before that you wanted to tell Aurelia to do?
To give her the all clear on, we can cash money.
Not making
Cash
the
money is
item.
not an object. We'll
Yep,
we'll
on the
buy the.
item.
We'll
Yep.
find,
Yeah.
inform her. We'll find a way to deal with the item's cost. Also advise. I think it might be a good idea if she gets in contact with the Unhallowed, since she's carrying around the proof of the Illithid. I think Monster Slayers might be a good use if that can help Stelbor's case.
Yeah, sick.
Oh yeah, literally
Okay,
give
yeah.
them the bodies and.
I don't think it's an act. The only thing is, it's not an act of disbelief. I think it's an act of too much belief in their power. But I can.
Yeah.
I'll recommend it. I think they're scared of the
Yeah.
Illithid. Aurelia, yes, please. Aurelia, yes, please. Any cost, material we will purchase. Send Bill Glimmerin his friend. Wait, what was that fucking? If possible, detour to Unhallowed. Having problems believing. No, not believing. Problems deciding on fight. A lot of superfluous stuff in there, but
Excellent. I shall inform him immediately then. As for your unhallowed request, I've never been there before. I'm not sure where they would be located, but I am aware of the organization. they do have a presence in the Empire, albeit taboo. I was unaware they operated openly here. I will make an attempt. And that is the message.
Okay, that was my last message. Wow, we
all caught up.
Alright.
All drained through them.
So, just because of what the time is, I wanted to try. I was trying to get through some of the messages. As you finish that last message to Arilla with all of your messages done for the day, I'm going to say that we'll take our break here. We'll take 10 minutes. Come back at 5:02. Hello and welcome back. So, before the break, you were contemplating your options as to what to do next. You made an agreement that you were going to go through the process here and then potentially go to the Scaleskin territories or Shrazkyst to the north. But before going into this period of requiring 10 days to train, you decided to contact your allies whilst you may otherwise be indisposed, and in doing so contacted them all and gave information and gained some yourselves. But we left off with the final sending message being sent, and we'll look over to Eridel, who has found herself a space if you still wish to do what it was that you wanted to do.
I think that if I have like a little like base like wherever I am, I think that she'd probably just like test out her new self, her new abilities, you know, kind of get used to things, just get used to like the changes. But I think what she'd also want to do is just like, I'm trying to phrase this right. She would try and kind of cautiously like try to become aware of all parts of herself, and just see if she can get a gauge on like how strong that particular presence is.
Okay. As you focus your mind and venture within yourself and try to acknowledge all aspects, that presence that you felt that had been creeping its way up like a monster pulling itself through tar towards you, that presence, you don't feel it. You acknowledge that it exists and it is there, but it isn't the same. You no longer feel like you are in a relay race trying to outrun your opponent, whom is slowly catching up to you. Now you feel like you're running solo, and whoever or whatever it was, however to kind of approach the notion of its existence, is sidelined.
Cool.
It's there, it's watching to an extent, but it feels dormant.
Nice.
It feels quiet and subservient.
Cool. Thanks.
This is your mind. Alright, so as you're doing that, those of you that have not been sending messages, is there anything you'd like to do with this final evening before the training begins? Of course, if there's anything you want to do during the period of time of the training, you also have the opportunity to do that as well.
I think going into this, you know, like train of fortifying our minds and stuff, I think I'd be in the headspace to kind of find a quiet place and just meditate again. And with this knowledge of, you know, after the conversation I had with Alistair, just meditate, think about that, try and see if I can dip into that, for want of a better word, because I've heard Eridel saying it like that, part of myself, but not in the same way. And yeah, think of the Sifa and home and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So, Actually, and is there anything anyone else would like to do this night? Okay. So eventually, after the day you've had, and whatever you needed to do, you find some rest within the room that you've been gifted. Altogether, it's cramped, it's not comfortable, but it is a place to rest. You are awakened by a very loud bang in the morning, to which many of you would likely jolt awake to the sound. The door to your room is open, and you can see the sister who greeted herself as Agatha stands before you. It's time. Follow me. You should get up and prepare yourself. You can see through the archways as you're led up into the ground floor of that main atrium of this pagoda that it is still dark outside. The sun is only just cresting the horizon as your day begins. You're brought before the pool and told to kneel down as the morning begins with a series of prayers and meditations. Some of you have experience with meditating before and may find this a little, maybe a little redundant, boring even, or enjoy the experience of being able to go through that process again and kind of retread what you had learned. The first day, you spend the entire time sitting, quiet, no speaking aloud, for nearly 10 hours, cross-legged around this pool.
Oh.
For those of you with a very low tolerance for patience, this is grueling. It is boring. It is monotonous. And as the final day comes to an end, there's certainly a sense of what are we doing? Like what have we learned? But as you find yourselves being brought to the mess hall, where a meagre meal is set before you, all naturally grown from the gardens around the pagoda, you feel there is a sense of openness, like when you sit in that moment of silence together around the table, you feel open. Whether it was just the meditation or something else in effect, you can't be too sure on. It did something. As the night comes to a close, I know, Alistair, there is something you like to do. You are all mentally exhausted from just the sheer nature of sitting in silence for such an extended period of time. But before you fall asleep, as the moon rises full, Alistair, what would you like to do? You muted? Yep, you're muted.
I was muted. Yes. Are we all sleeping in the same room?
Yes, you're all currently sleeping in the same room.
I'll just go mainly like to the outside of just the outside area, if there is one.
You can head outside to the fresh air. It's cold, it's biting.
Is there moonlight about?
The cloud cover is fairly strong, but you can see the light of the moon shining through, and every so often the clouds slightly part, and you can make out that there is a full moon underneath there.
Yeah, I'll sit cross-legged where the moon light is the strongest. With my finger on the floor, I would slowly mark out the symbol of the Harbingers or the Cult of the Scythe I'm familiar with, and cast Commune.
Alright. take that moment. You trace the symbol out, and you see the light breaking through the clouds a little stronger, and it just illuminates that symbol. And darkness seems to stretch in towards you. You're not transported to an alien location, but you are. You certainly see the surrounding darken, and the form that you recognise as a Kufa begins to apparate within this symbol. The hood, faceless beneath, the cloak, and the scythes behind.
First question. Did I make the right choice in telling my family about the cult and handing them in?
Morality is subjective.
Second question. Are my friends and family safe from the cult at this time?
Yes.
Alright. Final question. Is there a way you can help me track down the remaining members of the cult?
You see that they hold there. You can't see facial features, but you can see there is a. You get the feeling, a sensation almost like it's bubbling inside of you, of uncertainty. Perhaps. And with that, how many questions is it? Is it 3 or?
It's 3.
3. Cool. I just wanted to check. That third and final question. The shadow quickly dissipates as Akufa's form almost melts into shadow, and the light from the moon begins to darken once again. You're back as you were.
So he didn't answer my final question then?
He said perhaps.
Oh, perhaps, okay.
Sorry, you may not have caught that.
It'd be useful to know how. I'm gonna get up and go back to the room and get the sleep that I need.
Alright. So, as you finish your rest, you're once again awoken the next day, as you are every day for the remaining 9 of this training. What starts off as meditation quickly turns to resisting intrusions. You feel presences push into your mind as you are forced over and over and over again to try and resist them. Your minds are pushed to the brink. You wake up before dawn and sometimes sleep after midnight. There is very little time for leisure or meals even, each day is a new form of training, a new form of, not torture, but exertion. But as the week progresses, you do feel changes. Not physical, not magical or psionic, but you feel yourself having this openness, like a door, a window opening up to a broader horizon. And those of you who will gain the proficiency with intelligence saving throws, you feel barriers being put up. Less walls and more gatehouses. You're able to open and close them at will, and as the week comes to a conclusion, though exhausted beyond belief, you feel strengthened of mind. And on that final day, as each of you are put through a final test, you find yourselves able to keep out those intrusions. The control. It doesn't always work, but the training has paid off. And on that final day, as the test comes to a conclusion, exhausted, those of you can gain proficiency with intelligence saving throws.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
I'm imagining one session, one of like the last one, you know, when we've been pretty exhausted. So I want to turn to Eridel. If that's a quarter of what you went through, you've got a newfound respect for me.
Not even a quarter, Storm. Not even a quarter.
Quiet. You may have gained something from this. You are all capable. But be warned, no amount of training can prepare you for what happens in reality. Take these lessons, keep them close to you, do not forget. Remember, each night you must go through a series of meditations. Be warned.
Thank you.
She gives you a courteous bow and recedes back inside, this final test having taken place within the gardens themselves. What do you wish to do? 10 days have passed. I know that was a very quick montage.
So do we get our benefits now? Do we get our stuff?
I think we do, yeah. I think that's what you said, right?
That's because you said it in a Burmese accent, so I didn't know if you were talking to me. So yes, those of you without proficiency in intelligence saving throws gain proficiency. Those of you that already have it, which I believe is just Storm and Aria.
Yes.
Storm, you now have the ability to concentrate on 2 spells at once.
Nice.
And Aria, you have gained 2 slots.
Nice.
Oh,
It feels
incredible.
so good. It feels so nice. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful.
And if you want to put that down as in
A
like
feat.
in the ways of a feat, you can call it mental training. Or mental.
what's
So
it?
yours would be, I'd say, what we'll describe it as Storm. For you, you can put that down as something like concentration training. Just so it's very specific to what you're getting. And Aria, you gain mental stamina.
Amazing stuff.
that might be the quickest passage of time you've ever had in the game.
Yes, it really is.
Apart from like the Abyss.
The 3 months
In the Abyss, yeah.
in the Abyss.
Yeah. So I suppose we're off to Shrazkyst now.
That was the plan, yes.
There's no time to waste then.
Agreed.
During that 10-day period, did we receive any updates?
Yeah, it's true.
That is a good point. 10 days. You contacted a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So with saving the time of like spending nearly 40 minutes going through what each of them said as characters, I'll go through the list. So, let me just see who you contacted again on that list up. Sorry. Oh god, it's so far up. There we go. So, I would say Ryan Vargas, do not contact you. Jala will inform you that she has returned to the Blade Gardens. There is not the structures are there, but there is no one left, and that she is looking for others of her order there. Theodore says that Sindri is being extremely stubborn. He demands an audience with you. But in that he states that because of this, it does indicate that he is willing to negotiate. But he seems to not want to deal with Theodore.
Cucked him.
We what?
We've cucked him.
Going on.
Who is breathing?
Who's in Hurricane Katrina?
Oh, sorry, that might be me. I thought it was muted.
You good?
I've got my mic really close to me because I've only got like one
You
headphone in.
muted
'cause
yourself
I'm
specifically.
Sorry. I must have accidentally unmuted. Sorry.
Mouth breathing into the mic.
Vader the mouth breather.
Vader?
Oh my goodness. Alright. Anyway, Stelbor. Stelbor will tell you that he's arrived. No, he won't. He will not. I think actually you don't get a message from Samuel. Give me a second.
Oh, what's this mean?
Well, he can't cast the spell.
Oh yeah, he's just a fighter, right? Well, we don't know.
He's just Mr. Oregano.
Oregano boy.
Oregano.
Alright, so you hear Storm.
Mm-hmm.
No, it isn't Storm, is it?
It was
It'll be
Alistair who contacted
Alistair.
Samuel, yeah.
So Alistair, I'm actually I'm gonna use this specific one because this is someone you're not expecting a call from. You hear a voice in your head. Hey, this is Droplet. I hope this is finding you, but Samuel told me to message you that we're coming. Shit, is that 25 words? You know, I don't even really know what else to. And then it cuts off.
Do we have a meeting place?
No,
That people are gonna meet up.
I don't think so.
Well,
I believe so.
that'd be the
Probably
best
somewhere.
place to meet.
Right? We say Deep Bay? Is that our port of
Deep Bay
operation?
would, because it's kind of,
They can all stay in our
you
manor.
know,
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
our manor there. We can.
Our manor,
absolutely
yeah,
rally
we're
everyone
in
there, to be
neutral
honest.
ground, but
Sorry, who
I'd
are we
say-
meeting? Sorry, I was off.
We're just the meeting point for where we should send people, allies. Same
Oh
Deep Bay,
right,
maybe.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Shall I just tell them the manor in Deep Bay? that we have?
Sure.
The empty, abandoned manor in Deep Bay.
Yep.
I'll just say
Alright.
the easiest point to meet is Deep Bay. Apparently, we have a manor there.
Oh yeah, Alistair does.
You didn't know about that.
And that's what, yeah.
Damn, you guys must be loaded or something, because I've seen the real estate prices over there. They're, like,
Yeah.
real expensive.
Trust me, it's news to me as
Sure,
well.
we'll meet you there. And then, that's it.
Could I have said during this, like the previous days, I let Setting Stars also know that the meeting place is Deep Bay?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I would also let like Darian and that know that Deep Bay is the place to meet.
okay, so I'll just say that all contacts...
Sent to Deep Bay.
We've got to get a message from the
To meet
thing.
at Deep-
Why are all these people here? Your manor.
All these people are gathering at my house.
Okay, so, yeah, Darren obviously doesn't message you. Is that everyone? Did you message anyone else? Or Arilla, obviously. Arilla will say, will tell you the next day, so after you message, the next day she will, after the first day of training, I believe, she will inform you that she has contacted Glennarin and that it is underway, and that he has said that the cost of gaining the other components will come to 6,000 gold.
Ooh, okay, that makes sense though. Yeah.
However, she has said that from his conversation with her, he believes he can make 3 things out of it: a headband of intellect, a ring of levitation, and an amulet of resist mind blast.
I mean, how much of the money from Theodore do we have left?
I'm now looking at the bag of holding.
A
We've
lot
got.
of it.
So what I would say to you is she breaks it down for you. She'll send a couple of messages. She has the slots. She would tell you that a headband of intellect will cost you 1,000. Ring of levitation would be 2,000, and an amulet of resist mind blast would be 3,000. To get them all together would be 6,000, obviously.
Should we take them all?
Yeah.
No, we can't
Yeah.
afford them all.
Oh.
Can we
What
not?
do
How
they
much
do?
have we got?
How much?
Not,
I've
we
checked
haven't
your
got
bag of holding.
6,000.
How much?
Well, we've
How
Yes,
much
you
have we
do.
got?
So
How much
we
is
do. We've got
it?
769 platinum. That's
You
700.
have like 8 grand.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got
right.
enough.
I thought that was...
You got over 8
What,
grand.
do we need all of them?
What better to
Calm down,
spend
calm
our
down,
money
calm
on?
down,
What else
calm
are we
down.
going to spend
How
it on?
much personal? How much personal? platinum
Hang
do we have?
on. We have
'Cause I have
769 platinum, 1,516 gold, 800 silver, and 2,000 copper.
Okay. So I don't know how, but I have 250 platinum on me.
Ooh.
So I'm more than willing.
What?
I'm more than willing to contribute that to this.
What do they?
I
What
have
do we?
0.
I have 0. I have nothing. Not even any
I have
copper.
nothing.
I have
with it.
50 gold.
How
I
do you
don't
not
buy
even have a
crafting
copper
components,
piece?
I don't buy
don't
fuel,
know.
I don't buy potions. I buy
I-
nothing.
I also have not a single copper piece to my name either.
Remember, we might need to.
Well,
buy
yeah,
a
but that's
teleportation.
understandable.
Yeah.
That we expect that of
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
I
It's
buy
off the materials.
literally
No, do
nothing.
Why all I buy is arrows? I don't know how.
Right, so, wait, sorry, go through the items again.
So a headband of intellect. So I'm gonna tell you what they
Say
do.
this,
So a headband of intellect sets your intelligence instantly to 19.
Great. Yeah, that's
And
good.
that'll be 1,000.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's not that rare of an item. For something
That's
that
what
changes
Bo
your
got
fucking
in
mood.
campaign 2, wasn't it? You got to
It is
circle
indeed.
it, yeah. Oh, she got the
The ring of levitation is a ring version of like the boots of levitation, which I believe allows you to cast levitate. It'll be in here. We get our boots of levitation. So,
Bad thing.
boots of levy. Whilst you wear these boots, or this ring, you can use an action to cast a levitate spell on yourself at will. So, as much as you want, you can levitate.
As much as you like, no.
Nope. No. As in, yes. There's
There's no
limit.
limit
There's
to how
no
many
limit.
times you can do it.
It's at will.
I think Maya's right. I think I really need the levitation thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
a bit of
I
a
think-
liability when it comes to that.
Yeah, I can't. I'm
Yeah.
not really good at being, off.
I mean,
Mobile and
I don't really think you should really say that, because I do remember a time where you were the only one to almost fall into a pool of
Yeah,
acid.
no,
You are
Yeah.
right. You
So-
are right.
actually, yeah. To be fair, levitate's like feather falling. Like if you're
What
falling.
was
and...
the third item?
The third item is an amulet
resist.
of resist mind blast, which is 3,000 gold. So what this does, you can use your reaction to negate the effects of a mind blast or reduce psychic damage by half. However, each time the amulet is used, there is a cumulative 10% chance that it will break.
So you use your reaction to.
So it is a real burner.
Damn.
But it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that could save someone's life multiple times.
Who slots free?
I have no
I
magical
do.
items.
How many items is it we can
I
have?
feel really
Is it...
bad about that.
Three.
Wait, is it
I
three?
have one.
I have one.
No, I have
slot.
two.
So you can
I
have
have
3
two.
attuned at a time. Obviously, if it doesn't require attunement, you can have as many as you want.
I
But
think
3
that should
attuned
go-
items.
That should go to either.
I've
Gaia-
got 3. I'm tapped.
If
I
we
have
get
two.
that, I think that should go to either Gaiak, Kensei, or Iridel, because the frontline fighters are going to hit with psychic stuff the most.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
That's what I just put in the chat.
I need it.
I don't think I need it.
Who's
I've
got the lowest? Who's dumb? Who's a thick ass?
So,
I've 13 intelligence.
13.
I've
I've
got
got 11.
I've
What?
got 14.
I'll give it to Eridol then.
I have 10.
I'll give it to Kensei then.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
How
Now,
do
who
you have
has
10? That's
the
a minus
lowest
1.
intelligence stats? Kensei, right?
Yeah, Kensei.
Give it, okay, so Kensei should
Yeah,
get
give it
the
to Kensei.
thingy. And then the ring goes to who?
Whoever wants it, I guess. Who needs to levitate?
I couldn't really do it.
Keeping in mind, this is levitation, not flying, so it's more like
Flying.
anti-gravity versus.
Yeah,
You have to
different.
pull
It's
yourself. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can move up and down, but you have to pull yourself.
It's like being in
Oh,
the International
true.
Space Station.
Who would benefit from that?
Storm?
Storm, how many items have you got attuned?
2.
I think you should take it because it could get
I'll
you
take
out
it.
of tight spots.
Yeah, true. Is it
I think-
at will? It doesn't. It's an at will spot.
It's
thing.
at will,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Storm
And
should take
no,
it.
no, what's it called? No fucking charges. So I can just.
At will.
Oh,
Like, as it basically becomes a cantrip.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll
What's
take
the
that.
radius on the Mind Blast? Do we know?
It's a cone. for sure.
30
It's a
feet.
60-foot cone.
So it's anyone
You
within
know
that,
that it's
60
60 foot because
feet.
you've been.
But my point is, like, it's more likely to hit the frontline fighters because they'll be right up in front of it.
But how
Yeah,
many
is it-
items does that put you at, Jack?
I have the belt.
You would have
The
the,
armor. Is the
thingy
armor-
now.
Is the armor attunement? I think it is, isn't
The
it?
armor achievement?
Which armor are you
Yeah, the
referring to?
Remora's armor.
Let me check. I'm not actually sure because I'm off the top of my head because
What is
it was a creature-based
Ah,
item
yeah.
rather than.
what is the saving throw?
It is not attunement.
What is the saving throw on the Mind Blast?
Intelligence, I think.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, well now Kensei has a massive intelligence, so I don't think it should go to Kensei. So he's more likely to at least make that save.
Someone who's going to be a little bit squishy.
I don't
as
have
well.
massive intelligence. I have a plus
But-
4.
Yours is going up to
With,
19.
but with the
once
thing,
you-
you go up to 19,
Yeah.
which is a plus
Wait, hang
4,
on.
5?
Wait, hang on, just a sec. You're giving me the
Exactly.
intelligence tree.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
Oh, I'm
you're
sorry,
got the
I was
lowest
talking-
intelligence.
I was talking about the other one, the one about
The
resisting
amulet.
psychic damage.
Yeah, that's what we're
That's,
talking.
that's what we're giving you, the
That's what we're
circlet.
talking about now.
The circlet,
Sorry.
which will
Yeah,
bump
the one
your
I was,
intelligence
that's
up to
what I was
19.
talking about earlier. Sorry, not the circlet.
What?
What?
So there's a hairband of intellect which increases
Yeah.
you to 19
Yeah.
intelligence.
That's what we're
And
giving
then
there's an-
Kensei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is that what he's talking about having is the amulet of resist
Right.
light blast rather
Yeah.
than
Right.
the.
Because
Sorry,
you've got
that's
the
what I meant.
lowest, bro, it makes sense that you take the circlet.
Are they all attunement items, Ewan?
They are all attunement items, yes.
Because you got the lowest.
Yeah, so you'll get the most benefit from
So
it.
you'll get the
Yeah,
most
I love
benefit from it.
Yeah.
Your saving throws will
I mean,
go up to
I don't-
+8. I'm pretty sure.
I've got. I think most of us have got at least a +1, or I think Eridel's got an 11. But she.
Potentially +9 if you level
If
up.
we get Eridel could take the amulet, so she'd be fine, or she'd have a better chance with the Mind Blast.
She's gonna be beefy now, isn't she?
She's also a barbarian now, so she, you know. In past fights, I feel like you have struggled a lot. So I feel like you should take the circlet.
You've
Or
been
whatever
like
the
paralyzed for
intelligence thing is.
turns and
Yeah,
turns
for
and
like
turns.
a long time.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so then I personally think if Storm is getting the ring, I think Eridel should take the amulet.
I'll take the ring. Yeah, I could help with that.
Just going off memory, real quick. When we got hit by Mind Blast, if we succeeded on the save, did it half the damage?
Half the damage. Yeah.
It did.
No, it cancels it
They
out.
didn't. Yeah, because
Oh,
that's how
yeah.
Arias took no damage in that fight.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
right.
just going to double check real quick.
didn't
But
die
I
straight up.
am very confident.
Yeah, because
that
I
that is
remember
the
that
case.
me and Ewan talked about it because he said it's because it's such a powerful spell. If you succeed the throw, you don't.
Purely because it paralyzes as well. It will paralyze on a success. Yeah.
Yep. So save, take the damage, or be stunned for a minute.
Stunned. That's it.
Yeah. No half.
Yeah.
Half damage.
All or nothing. All or nothing, boy.
Oh, fuck it then. Yeah, I'm taking the circlet.
And especially now that you're proficient with intelligence saving throws, you've now got a 19 stat. You're
Yeah.
going to be fine. You're going to be golden,
Yeah, it's
mate.
incredible.
You're on like +9 now, right, for saving throws?
With the
It will
with
be
the
up there.
At
circlet,
least.
it would be +9. Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
When are we going to get these items?
This is the
I
thing,
mean,
right?
if we were
Well,
going to
powerful.
deep bay to see Sindri,
Deep play to get
Deep
them.
bay.
So what? She informs you it is going to because there's 3 items. Some of them are significantly powerful, and the amulet of resist mine is an experimental item. It is going to take at the very least 10 days.
Oh, so it would be.
So it will be 2 days after you finish.
Cool.
Your
Oh,
The trading.
Well, so she messages you the day
Oh,
after
yeah.
you started.
Sick.
So on the first night, which will make it, I believe. So you start your training on the last day of dawning, which means that you finish your training on 10/01, so the 10th of Thor. The items will be ready on 1/04, which is the 11th. Which would mean, as you've come to the day, so if we kind of look at when you've come to the end of your training and you know you're having that conversation at the end, supposedly the items will be ready within the time frame of like maybe the next day or the day after.
And they'll be ready for us in Deep Bay, wouldn't they?
yeah, and we need to
We'll
go
go
there
back
to
there.
talk
Indeed,
to everyone.
it would be in Deep Bay.
So we have 2 days
From
to
Glenarvan.
investigate the scale skin territory, essentially.
I got.
They'll be ready for us by the time we eventually go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
keep in
just
mind-
go.
We will have to go through Sindri, but yes, we can get back to Deep Bay pretty much instantly.
Yes. Yes. So, shall we go?
Alright, so you're getting the items. Just want to check.
Right. Does that mean we're giving them 600 platinum? Yeah.
And again,
When
I'll
we
Yep.
When we get there, yeah.
I'll more
You-
than willing to contribute.
Does she want it up front? Want it up front.
them, El.
Yeah, but then you'd have to transport there, so it's being covered for you until that point.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I went with the taking it out of the bag and hiding it.
So it's not like we're going to find anything to buy in the scale skin territory.
You know.
Some nice
Suggesting
mushrooms.
Suggesting they don't have trading
They
going
have
on.
some
in there?
really nice
No,
mushrooms.
but I am suggesting that they trade in snails.
Let's go.
Yeah, very reliable source you got that from.
Yeah.
So we're heading there, yeah?
Going to the Scaleskin territory? Yeah.
If we're finished here.
Let's go. Let's
Alright.
go.
Okay.
What's the closest
So-
we get with teleport? No.
Pretty sure we're there.
You're further than the point
Oh, are we?
you can with teleport. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So you, I need.
Yeah,
so if we're
we're
looking at
further
the map right now, I'm going to move over for the sake of people at home. Moving over to the map so that they can see. Oh, some of the cameras are cut out on this one. There we go. So, if you would like to look at the map and inform me whereabouts on here you are wanting to go, so you are currently just above Daverton and between there and Stormholm Castle.
Alistair, do you know of any recent raiding locations?
Would I know where the raids are taking place the most?
Along the border, that's
Just along the
about
border.
what you were told.
I'll just go to the closest point to the border to us. Probably like here, closest point.
Yeah.
Oh.
Around the area would probably be the closest. It's going to take you a while to get there.
Somewhere over here.
Yeah.
Alright, so just to clarify, you're travelling by land there.
Are we using the old fly lamp?
Yeah,
Fine.
the fastest way to
Taxi
travel.
guy, and I can cast Long Strider on myself as well. If that.
If we had
Do you
wings,
have
we'd
the
help you, but
range?
alas.
We need someone else. Oh shoot.
Have we not got enough people? We've got too many
do
people
it
now yet.
anymore. Yeah, there's too
Yeah,
many of
we've
us.
got
Oh, yeah.
Alistair back. I
Too
can
many
obviously,
assholes.
I can do like the polymorphs for a few times a
Only
day,
lasts an hour.
but
It'll give us some extra distance.
I've got
though, I guess.
upcasting. I'd have to just sit down quickly and then polymorph again.
Should we just say that we get there as quickly as we can? Like polymorphing, flying,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say
that's,
whatever
I
it
guess-
is.
How long can you polymorph for if you?
I
upcast it?
polymorph for an hour, but I can so basically what happens is I can't like seamlessly cast it again. I have to polymorph for an hour, touch the ground for a second, polymorph again, up,
Mhm.
and I can do that for. I'll tell you how many hours. 3, 5. I think that's 6 hours. Only 6, yeah.
Well, that's
Four
alright
something,
because we can
right?
only
6
travel
hours.
for 8 hours. So if we do like 6 hours with the polymorph, taxi kayak, and then 2 hours on foot.
You can walk longer than 8 hours a day. It's just
the
you
exhaustion.
start rolling for exhaustion at that point. That said, those of you that would be in the lamp would not have to do that because you're not moving.
And I'm also just,
So only those of you, so Storm and Gaiak, only you two, once outside the lamp, would have to, start rolling exhaustion at the 8 hour mark.
Can we fly in the lamp for as long as we can, and then me and Kensei just carry them for the rest of the journey?
that's true. Well, no, because you could only put
or-
people
That would
in
be
a certain amount of time.
definitely would be
Piggyback.
slow.
Zuko
Yeah.
could just polymorph me into a little mouse, and I can have a nap in his
Let's
pocket.
just
Yeah.
go. Let's just go.
One benefit
Well,
of the
you can't just do that because I need to know the times, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but if we're gonna do that, one thing I will say is Giant Eagle has an 80-foot flying speed. So
All right.
I have a 50 flying speed.
didn't you say you're gonna long strider it?
Oh yeah, a long strider, which gives me it'll go up to like 60 feet.
Oh, so we'll be flying at your speed anyway. So it'll be so,
Well,
yeah.
you've got 8 hours of lamp
Alright.
time.
That works out.
So
Okay.
6 hours of 60 foot flying speed then.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll walk the other
Then-
2.
Yeah, 2 hours of walking.
I'll
Alright.
tap myself out then.
And we'll do that until we get to the border.
Yeah.
All right. So before you go through that process of doing that, once you finish your training and you're preparing to leave for this venture, are you going straight from the abbey up into the air and flying there? Just want to clarify that's the immediate plan.
Yeah, we're just going, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right. So as you prepare, all of you except for Storm and Gaiak getting in to the lamp.
Before they go into lamp, sorry, I'm just going to say to Alistair, it might be worth your while to contact Ryan Vargas, just find out where they are.
I'll tell them the meeting points where we're going to be.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that whilst in the lamp.
Just so we have like that line of communication while we're on our way.
Right, I'm gonna roll for this because it is technically a different plane of existence.
That's what I was thinking, actually. Yeah.
They'll be out of the lamp for.
Yeah, we'll do out the lamp for like 2
Yeah, but you
hours.
said it was in. You wanted to. Okay. Well, it didn't matter anyway. But all right, so you're gonna go and communicate that. So basically, you all of you except for Gaiak and Storm go into the lamp as. Presumably, once you're inside, one of the two takes the lamp. Storm, you take the first polymorph into a giant owl, correct?
Doing giant eagle.
Giant eagle, even. At the precipice of the gardens, the two of you lurch into the air and begin the journey northward. And that is where we're going to end.
Oh.
End it early.
No worries. Makes sense. There's a lot going on. We did a lot of speed running there.
Alright. Whew.
We're going north.
Session. Alright, so let's get the old heroic soundtrack on. Thank you for anyone who's been joining us tonight, as we push onwards, getting closer, ever closer to that final confrontation. But before we dip off for tonight, we're going to go through the wonderful people joining us once again. So, Mitch, you want to shout out?
Yes, sir.
What you want to shout out?
Twitch.tv/LambentRain, that's where you can find me. Twitch.tv/Natural Wonders, that's where you'll find us, well, some of us playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire at 7 PM on Mondays.
It's not like you're about to rap it there for a second.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Maya,
Guys,
what do you do?
if you would like to come and look at the Genshin Impact or maybe some Phasmophobia, then come to Anamaya. We have good times.
Thank you, Maya. And Sam.
Twitch.tv/SamJKP. And also SamJKP on YouTube. That doesn't have as well enough of a ring to it. Yeah, play a lot of Pokemon. We're going to be playing a little bit of Phas at some point, hopefully, this coming week. Yeah, be there or be a stare.
Alright.
Yeah.
Be the haunted stairs in Sam's house.
Yeah.
And from me, we've got the Discord. The link's in the chat. So if you want to be part of the experience of seeing handouts and maps and all the cool stuff, make sure to join us there. And if you want updates on when we're streaming, if we do things outside of our normal Sunday schedule, that is the place to see. Just before we finish, thank you, Beyond the Table, for the follow. Thank you very much for that. We stream every Sunday. So if you wanna see some D&D from us, make sure to jump on 4 PM GMT +1 or something. So we're gonna do a little raid, and we will see you next Sunday, I believe. Until then, stay dirty.
I forgot that this is the one we do.
Okay, can I say